Steinway and Sons represents the history of music. So it's a tradition in a great way. It's a tradition of bringing a quality instrument into a school which looks at the music of the past and looks at the music of the future.
Well, the history goes back many, many years, more than 100 years. Oberlin was the first all Steinway school in the world, as a matter of fact, and I believe we're actually Steinway's oldest continuous customer. And it's been a great relationship for us, one in which we have seen the benefits of a company that is dedicated to the highest levels of excellence.
We were founded in 1894 and began our relationship with Steinway in 1897. So when something's good and lasts for over a century, there's no reason to change it.
Steinway and Sons' reputation for excellence parallels the reputation for excellence of the Julliard School, and we feel that it has made that the Steinway pianos have made a real contribution to that achievement over the last century.
When you're an athlete and you're training to go out onto the field to compete, you don't use inferior equipment to train on. You don't start with the second level stick in lacrosse because it's cheaper and you're going to use the good one for battle. You need to be involved in the greatest equipment, whether it's rehearsing or whether it's performing.
It's something where if you're really serious about professional training, you're going to have Steinways in your midst, because those are the instruments that these students will have contact with during their lifetime.
Becoming an all Steinway school and the first all Steinway school in the Big Ten was an enormously important event for us. Really, the backbone of any school of music are the pianos that they have. And having a new fleet of Steinways was probably the best gift that they had had in many, many years.
To us, the name Steinway and Sons represents an affirmation of the fact that JMU has become one of the top flight music schools in the country.
What was driving our desire, of course, to become an all Steinway school is the obvious excellence that is associated with the Steinway company and the pianos that they have made for many, many years. And we knew this would have a very positive impact on the image of the school, the reputation of the school, and above all, in attracting some of our very most outstanding students to the school.
When parents and students come for their initial interviews and their auditions, the first place they go is to the practice room area. And without a single word being exchanged, they can tell the commitment that the university has to them by looking at the quality of instruments in the practice rooms and the condition of those instruments in the practice rooms, because they're going to spend a great deal of time in their 4 years at that institution in the practice wing.
It's important for Cleveland to show that it seeks to have the best students it can have in all areas, and piano is one of the key areas for Cleveland, and Steinway is absolutely part of that. It's the mark of excellence. It matches the attainment we hope to match in recruitment.
One of the things that for some reason I didn't anticipate was I knew that we wanted to be an all Steinway school, and I knew that that was what our students would expect. But what I didn't anticipate was how the word would spread. And just being able to say an all Steinway school, how that helped our recruitment. Suddenly, we were getting many more applications in piano specifically, of course. But not only were we getting more applications, but we were getting better applications.
Also, in recruiting faculty, we have, just this year, we lured 2 very talented piano faculty to our campus because, in part, or actually to a great deal, because we were all Steinway schools. And they knew that they would be able to make an artistic contribution, and they'd be able to grow artistically at such a school.
It's critical when you're going to have the best faculty and recruit the best faculty and retain the best faculty. There's no question that Steinway is the instrument of choice. As a matter of fact, there's no other instrument that they're interested in really looking at, playing, or rehearsing with.
I think everybody knows that Steinway is the best there is. And so it's not only meaningful to musicians to know that they're playing on the best and teaching on the best, but I think it's really says something to the community when they go to a concert and they see that every piano in the school is a Steinway, that this is really a special place.
For me, Steinway is a lot more than pianos. Obviously, the instruments are fabulous, but as an administrator at a school of music, I'm looking for ways to have help, for resources, and the people at Steinway have been very helpful for me to understand how to raise funds and how to organize the things needed to sustain a music program.
Julliard has more than 250 Steinway pianos at the school. They are used for teaching, for practice, for performance. Mr. Tsumita, who heads the piano maintenance department, has a sign on the entrance to his office that says, "The Steinway is the official piano of the Julliard School." And he came to us, in fact, from Steinway Sons, and Julliard's technicians are routinely trained by Steinway Sons in order to know what is necessary to keep this extraordinary collection of instruments in first-class condition.
The fun parts of how we've been doing the Steinway initiative at the Thornton School is turning it into a multi-year initiative where we've included the donors and the students and the faculty, and that's enabled us to then bring them to the factory and see the instruments being made, and that has been overwhelming for everyone involved.
We're going to go rejoin the piano where we last left.
Wanda Bass, who made our All Steinway School possible, she stopped at every single station, met every single worker, found out that sometimes it's a multi-generational connection with Steinway and the craftsmanship. And it was just amazing to find out the family atmosphere and the pride that goes into building these pianos.
We had an entourage of about, I think there were 4 or 5 of us, including our piano technician, several faculty members. As we were reviewing the trip in the following weeks, I think we felt a sense of gratitude to those wonderful craftsmen. In many ways, I imagine that's the way it was done 100 years ago.
I was struck when we went to the factory to see how labor-intensive it was. And frankly, I was pleased to see that that type of quality control is still being experienced today, and by an American company, no less. It's great to see something of quality still maintained and made here, and having that tradition, I think, is exceptional.
Our donors know what outstanding industry is, and we were all impressed with the quality of production, the hands-on touch, the fact that each individual we met was perhaps one of the finest technicians or specialists in their field anywhere.
We were grateful for that, and we think of that when we see the beautiful instruments on our campus.
We were fortunate in that our donor, our angel, is a pianist. And she does study with a member of our piano faculty privately. And of of course, he uses a Steinway, her teacher, and she became aware of the importance of that through her lessons with him. And serendipitously, in conversations with her, this came up, and she took the plunge. She did a wonderful thing.
The process in delivering the pianos to the School of Music was an exciting one.
When it arrived, our students truly had a celebration around the instrument.
There were students and faculty all lined up around the loading dock, waiting for the first piano to be unloaded, and it was greeted with cheers. And as they were rolled into the School of Music, one after another, because we had quite a large delivery, the students ran along the hallways watching which rooms they would be put into and claiming the rooms that they wanted to be in next.
Well, I think our official figure is 199, even though I can say that it may have drifted beyond that, but we're in search of our 200th Steinway, and we intend for this to be a big dedication on the campus. So it's quite a collection.
We received a $100 million gift from an anonymous donor to put the Yale School of Music in a leadership position among schools of music in the country and in the world. So certainly the kinds of things that attract this commitment involve our mission, our vision, the state of the school as it is now. We're renovating all of our buildings, and in fact, just this year, we completed a major acquisition of Steinway pianos. Add these things up, and this says to someone who has the resources to make this kind of support, we are a school that is going to take a leadership position.
What makes it possible for me and my colleagues to do our job is the incredible reputation for excellence that the Julliard School has built up over the past century. And part of the many reasons behind that reputation for excellence is the instruments on which the students learn what they learn at the Julliard School.
The Steinway company, their constant support of music education, just as we found with our relationship and dealings with the Steinway, is totally dedicated to providing us with the kind of products needed to do our job. And so I think that Steinway should be commended for their dedication to not only the artistry in the concert halls, but to education in the universities and preparing the future generations of performers.
Well, certainly I think that the students have benefited more than anybody from the gift that Bruce Bassett gave in allowing us to become an all Steinway school. They are lucky, and they know that they're lucky to have this resource available to them.
The pride that they have in the instrument and knowing that the school and the university thinks enough about their education to provide them with the best instrument has really led them to take their piano studies so much more seriously.
I think one of the most meaningful things for me was when I actually received a letter from a student thanking me personally for doing that, and it was just a very touching letter about how much time she spends in the practice room, what an important part of her life that was, but she didn't think anyone really appreciated that. And now that she had seen the Steinways, she was just overwhelmed.
It was very important that Westchester University of Pennsylvania's School of Music in our College of Visual and Performing Arts became an all Steinway school, because at Westchester our students come first. The university motto is expect excellence. What better way to demonstrate our commitment to both our students and to excellence than by becoming an all Steinway school?
The mission of always achieving the highest, both in terms of education and in terms of providing the tools to achieve that high-level education have been very important. And obviously the Steinway piano has been an important part of that legacy.
Well, the mission statement at the University of Minnesota School of Music is very succinct and very clear. It talks about giving our students the best possible education in music that they can have and equipping them with the best possible technology to make that possible. And so having the best, arguably the best piano in the world as the main tool in the classrooms, in the practice rooms, and on the concert stages is entirely consistent with our mission and with what we hope to give all our students.